Have you noticed your grocery bill going up? You're not alone. Many shoppers are feeling the pinch as they navigate the aisles trying to make sense of their rising expenses. One culprit might be hiding in your fridge eggs. Yes, those humble breakfast staples have become a surprising source of financial strain for many households. Over the past month, egg prices have skyrocketed by a staggering 15%. This isn't just a minor fluctuation, it's a significant jump that has caught the attention of consumers and economists alike. This sudden surge has left consumers bewildered and strapped for cash. Many are now forced to rethink their grocery budgets and make tough choices about what to buy and what to leave behind. But what's behind this dramatic increase? It's not just a simple case of supply and demand. There are deeper, more complex factors at play. The answer lies in a perfect storm of factors, with the main culprit being a widespread outbreak of avian influenza, also known as bird flu. This disease has had a devastating impact on poultry farms across the nation. This highly contagious disease has ravaged poultry farms across the country. Entire flocks have been wiped out in an effort to contain the spread, leading to a dramatic reduction in the number of egg-laying hens. Millions of egg-laying hens have been culled to contain the outbreak, leading to a significant drop in egg production. This has created a ripple effect throughout the supply chain, affecting everything from farm operations to grocery store shelves. This decrease in supply has collided with consistently high demand. Eggs are a versatile and essential ingredient in many diets, and their absence is keenly felt by consumers. Eggs are a staple in many households, used in countless recipes and enjoyed for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. From baking to frying, their versatility makes them a kitchen essential. This fundamental supply and demand imbalance is the primary driver behind the soaring egg prices we're seeing today. As long as the supply remains constrained and demand stays high, consumers can expect to continue paying a premium for their eggs. So, next time you reach for that carton, remember the complex web of factors that have led to its increased cost. Avian influenza, often referred to as bird flu, is a serious threat to poultry populations worldwide. This highly contagious viral disease can spread rapidly through flocks of chickens, turkeys, and other birds. While certain strains of avian influenza can infect humans, the current outbreak is primarily affecting bird populations. The current strain circulating in the United States is highly pathogenic, meaning it's very deadly to birds. Infected birds often die within days of contracting the virus. To prevent the further spread of the disease, farmers have been forced to depopulate entire flocks once the virus is detected. This culling process involves euthanizing all birds on the affected farm, a necessary but heartbreaking measure to stop the disease in its tracks. The loss of millions of hens to avian influenza has sent shockwaves through the egg industry, leading to a sharp decline in egg production. The impact of the avian flu outbreak on egg production cannot be overstated. This highly contagious virus has swept through poultry farms, leading to devastating consequences for both farmers and consumers. With millions of hens culled to contain the virus, the supply of eggs has plummeted. The culling process, though necessary to prevent further spread, has significantly reduced the number of laying hens. The United States, typically a major egg producer, is now facing one of the worst outbreaks in history. This has led to a dramatic decrease in egg production, affecting not only local markets but also international trade. This reduction in supply has created a ripple effect throughout the food system. From farm to table, every link in the supply chain is feeling the strain. Transportation and distribution networks are struggling to keep up with the demand. Grocery stores are struggling to keep shelves stocked, and consumers are facing empty egg cartons and sticker shock. The scarcity of eggs has led to higher prices, making this staple food item less accessible to many. The basic economic principle of supply and demand is playing out in real time, with fewer eggs available and high demand driving up prices. This situation is exacerbated by the fact that eggs are a fundamental ingredient in many households and food industries. The culling of infected flocks, while essential for disease control, has come at a high cost. Farmers are not only losing their birds, but also their livelihoods. The emotional and financial toll is immense. Farmers are bearing the brunt of the losses, facing not only the emotional toll of losing their birds, but also the financial burden of lost income and the costs associated with depopulation and disinfection. The process of cleaning and disinfecting farms is both time-consuming and expensive, adding to the overall strain on the agricultural community. In response to this crisis, government agencies and community organizations are stepping in to provide support. Financial aid and resources are being allocated to help farmers recover and rebuild their flocks. However, the road to recovery is long and fraught with challenges. Meanwhile, consumers are turning to alternative sources of eggs and egg substitutes. Plant-based options are gaining popularity as people seek affordable and accessible alternatives. This shift in consumer behavior may have lasting impacts on the egg industry. Despite the challenges, there is hope on the horizon. Farmers are resilient, and with the support of their communities, they are working tirelessly to rebuild and ensure a stable supply of eggs in the future. The journey ahead is difficult, but the determination and spirit of the agricultural community remains strong. Section 4, Supply and Demand 101, a lesson from the produce aisle. To understand the current egg crisis, it's helpful to revisit the fundamental economic principle of supply and demand. This basic concept explains how the availability of a product and the desire for that product interact to determine its price. When the supply of a product, like eggs, decreases and demand remains high, the price tends to increase. This is because sellers can charge more when there's a limited quantity of something that people still want. Conversely, when supply is abundant and demand is low, prices typically fall. In the current situation, the avian influenza outbreak has drastically reduced the supply of eggs. However, the demand for eggs remains relatively unchanged. People still need and want eggs, leading to a classic case of supply and demand imbalance driving prices upward. Section 5, Pinch Pockets. Consumers feel the squeeze of rising egg prices. The rising cost of eggs is becoming a significant concern for many households across the nation. As a staple in many diets, the price hike is hitting home for countless families. The impact of soaring egg prices is felt most acutely by consumers. Families who rely on eggs for their daily meals are now facing tough decisions. The once affordable and versatile ingredient is now a luxury for some. Grocery shoppers across the country are experiencing sticker shock as the price of this kitchen staple continues to climb. The shock is not just about the price, but also about the rapid increase over a short period. In some areas, egg prices have reached over $4.15 a dozen, more than double what they were a year ago. This dramatic increase is causing many to rethink their grocery lists and meal plans.
For many families, eggs are an affordable source of protein and a staple in their diets. They are used in a variety of dishes, from breakfast to dinner, making them an essential part of daily nutrition. The price surge is forcing people to make difficult choices about their grocery budgets. Some are cutting back on other essentials to afford eggs, while others are seeking alternatives. Low-income households in particular are feeling the strain, as eggs are often a go-to source of essential nutrients. The price hike is not just an inconvenience, it's a significant burden.
The rising cost of eggs is also impacting food banks and other organizations that provide food assistance to those in need. These organizations are seeing a decrease in egg donations and an increase in demand. With egg donations dwindling and prices soaring, these organizations are struggling to meet the increased demand for assistance. The challenge is not just about providing food, but ensuring that the food is nutritious and meets the dietary needs of those they serve. The ripple effect of rising egg prices is far-reaching, affecting not just individual consumers but entire communities and support systems. Section 6. Navigating the shortage. How retailers are handling empty shelves. The egg shortage is posing a significant challenge for grocery stores and retailers across the country. Empty shelves and limited supplies have become commonplace in the dairy aisle as retailers struggle to keep up with demand. Some retailers like Trader Joe's and Costco have implemented purchase limits on eggs to prevent hoarding and ensure that more customers have access to this essential item. Others are working closely with their suppliers to secure as many eggs as possible, even if it means paying higher prices. Despite their best efforts, retailers are facing an uphill battle. The avian influenza outbreak is ongoing and it's unclear when egg production will return to normal levels. Until then, consumers can expect to see continued shortages and price volatility in the egg aisle. Section 7. The omelet effect. Restaurants scramble to adapt to egg-stream prices. Restaurants, particularly those that rely heavily on eggs for their dishes, are also feeling the heat of the egg shortage and price hikes. From breakfast joints to bakeries, businesses are grappling with how to adjust their menus and pricing strategies in response to this egg-stream situation.
Some restaurants, like the popular breakfast chain Waffle House, have implemented surcharges on egg-heavy dishes like omelets and breakfast sandwiches to offset the increased costs. Others are exploring alternative ingredients or menu options that minimize their reliance on eggs.
The egg shortage has also highlighted the interconnectedness of the food system, showing how one issue can ripple through the entire industry. Restaurants that use specialized egg products like liquid egg whites or pre-made omelet mixes are facing additional challenges as these products are also in short supply.